repercussions at all.
Yeah.
I'm
But
back.
but they sit you down and have a talk.
Welcome back.
Bro,
Yeah.
oh my god, consequences for my actions? Absolutely the fuck not. No thank you.
Ancillary to this discussion, I'm filling out my NPC token roster while we're doing this because I realized I've got a bunch of NPCs in this city that don't actually have tokens yet because you haven't met them. Y'all want to see a man? Y'all want to see a whole entire man right here?
Sure.
Behold a man.
1 second.
Is this the Discord or...
Oh my!
That
The
man,
Discord, yeah.
that man is
Hi.
a homosexual, I can tell. I don't need to know anything about him. That man...
Smash.
I love him too, Ocean, don't
I
worry.
think he's just a JoJo character.
Every character in JoJo is a homosexual. Or slash change my mind.
JoJo sexual is its own thing, is the way I see it.
You're right.
Like, there's a spectrum, and then there's JoJo sexual, which transcends the spectrum.
Yeah. Like, it exists in the spectrum. Honestly, it's the whole spectrum. It's just the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
The question is yes, and the answer is yes, is basically the situation you end up in.
But, is that an NPC we are going to encounter, or is that...
You were absolutely encountering this man. Now that I have found this man, he's going to exist somewhere.
The next time he needs an NPC, the man.
Yeah, I don't have an NPC to immediately attach him to. He's getting one.
Alright.
Please.
I need to take a bio break. When I get back, we will start.
Alright.
That's a rip. So, would anyone like to know what happened?
Sure.
My PC decided, hey, let's restart right the fuck now to update something.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
Bro, you got Windows on your phone? You got Windows on your PC?
Yes. My
Windows does
laptop.
that.
Whatever. Shut up.
Your computer.
Yeah. No, I did not buy a PC in the time since the last session. I am not that cracked.
Or you are, and we just don't know it yet.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you didn't buy all PC, you bought 7.
Jesus, that's overkill.
Not if you are indeed cracked. Gotta get the Wish.com PCs, sell them at AliExpress prices.
I did see something on TikTok. Easy computers, I think. That'd be good.
Those are lies.
I doubt it.
They are drop shipping.
Hell no.
I don't know what they're selling, but they are.
Have you bought anything from those companies like AliExpress or Temu?
No,
They're
never.
like massive.
I don't trust them.
They're just
From what I'm saying,
way
you
too
can buy-
sketchy to...
You can buy
worth it.
garbage versions of anything you want.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. They're garbage.
Way too sketchy for me to go in on.
Yeah. Do not trust.
You are my fire, my one desire. Bum, 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 bum. Also, you guys want to see The Matrix?
Maybe.
Sure.
Have you not seen it?
The movie?
No. I mean, give me one moment. I want to show you guys the Matrix. So can you guys see my coding stuff?
Oh boy.
Should be right. You guys see my screen?
Oh god.
So here's how we achieve the Matrix.
What
Can you guys see the code?
I see the
As
code.
soon as code enters my eyes, I immediately get nauseous. Not because I have anything against code, it's because it scares. Ah!
Hi!
Welcome to the Matrix. Welcome to the Matrix, my friend.
So I assume this is just the. Wow, that's actually hurting my eyes. Jesus.
Correct. Welcome to the Matrix. This shit sucks.
Are you
Hey,
supposed to
Swampy.
read that? Like,
So I know that this is, what code is supposed to represent. Can you do anything with this, or is this just like?
Oh, this is mostly to check my Weewoo detectors. Actually, I should uncomment the Weewoo detector. Weewoo. We're gonna change this so it's not so big. Do 128 is probably fine. Because it actually needs to perform. So basically, what this is doing is this is representing porosity. So there's just a lot of numbers involved. So welcome to Matrix, the Matrix goes, and then it goes, and then it goes, and wee woo wee woo wee wee woo wee. So yeah, this is doing what it's supposed to do. This the Weewoo is error checking. So what I did was I made it very big for error checking purposes to identify if there were Weewoos, and there are in fact Weewoos. If you know what that's a reference to.
not quite, but I imagine it would be funny.
It's the SpongeBob episode where Patrick is the glove land.
Oh god.
Patrick's on the radio and he's just like, I don't know, and then he says we. But here's it at 32 by 32. So this is, as you can see here in the proper code, this is what it's doing. It's generating a box. The box is filled with empty enclosed spaces, which represent a material with vacancies, right?
Mm.
Empty holes. A 0 represents a solid bit, and a 1 represents a hole. The question is, how do you identify if you can get from the top to the bottom? Like, if something can flow from the top to the bottom through it. Like, if it is porous. It has the ability to let things flow through. This is a code to figure that out. So basically, what it does is it groups numbers. So if you notice here, we have various numbers. Each of these represents a combined group. So all of these 200s are contacting, well, not down here. They are contacting other stuff up here because there's errors. But like, as you can see here, 19 contacts 19, it does not contact 73. And here we have the finished version. So 208, if you go around its edges, it will touch no other box, no other filled-in box that has a different number in it other than 208.
I remember this minigame in Fallout.
Yeah, where you're basically trying to make sure stuff doesn't touch. Because the idea is you're supposed to, if a number is in the top and the bottom, then it is porous. Something can pass through it. Because you have one group that stretches from the top to the bottom, which represents a path through the material. If not, and you just have individual groups like 410 is at the bottom here, and 533 and 517, there's none of those at top. You cannot get through this material in a single pass. There are things breaking all of these things up into groups, and you cannot flow liquid from the top of this to the bottom of this. Through the cracks. That's what this does. There's an error, though. Sometimes, like, if you see 200 and 119 are right next to each other here. That's not good. Basically, the Weewoo code is if you find a number that is next to a number it should not be next to, like right here, we'll send out a Weewoo. There were many Weewoos in this bit. But then we fixed it, so there are no Weewoos here. The idea of this is you're supposed to be able to identify porosity in a substance. And basically, it's like if you do it at 10 or like 32, it's pretty easy to see. Like you can tell and read this stuff. Like see, 9 goes from here, goes up, goes down, and there's 9 at the bottom, so you can get through this following the following path. Or no, it's a big ass path. Oh, that's a wild. That's a wild path. The 9s go from the bottom up, back here. They then go around, all the way around, until they get back up here. But because there's 9s in the top and the bottom, you can get liquid or something through this. It is porous. It is passable. In this case, so you see 32 and 9 are touching each other. 59 and 33 are touching each other here and here. And yeah. So this is wrong because all of these 33 should be 9s. But what happens is if you just make it really big, 500 for instance, it becomes just incomprehensible when you look at it because the lines are so long. So one line will span your entire screen and then some. So it just does this.
Fun.
Welcome to the Matrix, Neo. Also, I'm saying this because I just finished watching all of John Wick.
Actually, he's not being entered into the Matrix. He's escaping. Ugh, God. You have every right to just hate me now.
I have not seen the Matrix movies.
Okay.
I know the plot
right?
because popular
Okay.
culture, but I've not seen the Matrix movies.
They are funny the first time, but
I did.
don't watch them as an action movie. Watch them as a comedy.
Fair enough. What I did do was I watched all 4 John Wick movies in the course of 2 days.
Good enough.
Watched John Wick 1 through 3, and then I was like, then it took me a day to find John Wick 4.
Okay.
Guys, are you ready? We're almost at the weeboo part. There's gonna be a lot of weebooing here. Are you ready, kids?
I can't hear you.
Aye, Captain. Oh, actually, no, we're not at the weeboo yet. That was just the putting numbers into it.
Yeah. I have to turn this off. That's like
That's
making
totally
me
fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
That's wow. Oh God.
Yeah, I just kind of when I realized my code could do this, I just kind of was like, "Damn, that's wild. That shouldn't be happening."
Honestly, that's what that looks like. Like in after the Matrix, all movies that had coding, they just put like
This is what the coding looks like.
they just put that on the screen. Like that's code. That's what coding is.
This is what coding looks like. It's fucking green.
And then all of a sudden it turns black, and they're like, "I'm in."
Yeah, that's not how coding works. It's like 15
know.
lines and like a bunch of fucking semicolons, and then it produces this, and it was not supposed to produce this.
What I always love is videos of like expert reacts or to like blank in movies or whatever.
Mm.
There's one I watched about hacking, and the best part is that this hacker, she was a she was like a a government contract hacker, probably one of the greatest in her field, but actually by a bunch of dudes in the comments because she was, get this, a woman.
So you mean she's a cybersecurity expert?
Yeah.
That's the government version of hacker, a cybersecurity expert, the person that makes it so people can't do that.
From my understanding, a lot of those people start out as hackers, and then the government recruits them. They're
They
like,
do.
"Hey, you're good at this. Want a job?"
Correct.
So yeah, so she was a quote-unquote hacker. I assume that that still made her more qualified than the dudes in the comments.
195 seconds to do a 500 by 500 grid. That's not bad.
It processed
Question: if you guys were,
$250,000.
yeah, I have no sense of scale on that, like at all. But if you guys had to do one of those expert reacts videos, what would you be reacting to that you think you are genuinely qualified to, like, comment on when it's portrayed in media?
Oh
I haven't
God.
tried it.
Factory life.
Yeah, something like that.
trying to think what movies have that. I feel like a lot.
Meh.
A lot of
I
stuff
can
takes
tell
place
they're
in
making
factories.
just general chemistry. Like if someone is like experimenting with something, it's very easy to tell when they're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Because from my understanding, Breaking Bad, it like the science, like the stuff they talk about in theory is real, but like when they apply it, it's like completely off the wall.
Well, they're not going to show you how to actually make meth.
Right.
Although it's not that hard. It's not that hard to make meth.
No, I
It would
know
not
it's
be
not hard, considering that meth heads can make it, and they're
Right.
meth heads.
They're
The
meth heads.
only
I'm
problem with
qualified.
making meth is the fact that you're also making a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some analysis of the stuff, and like the mercury, the fulminated mercury, it's like it would be a powderized form. It would not be that big of the crystals. It would not look like a meth, really. As for some other stuff, I mean, there are some inaccuracies, but again, it's been forever since I watched it, and my chemistry advanced. I haven't done chemistry in a few years, and at the point I watched it, my chemistry was not as advanced as it is now.
Sir, don't drink the whole thing, though. Why? Why?
But then again, I'm not a chem major, so
Why would it be portioned that way? As part of the sales pitch, you didn't listen to my pitch.
I
was going to explain
again, it's an
how only
economy of
1/4
scale
of this
thing.
cup will
Chemical
get you tripping
engineers
balls
make
like a pig.
gallons per minute.
What is this?
I can make a
straight
lot of
LSD?
meth.
And you just
I couldn't
took
tell you
4
if they're
servings,
making
my
meth.
guy.
Isn't
that like illegal?
It's super illegal. You just broke the law. I was going to have you sign a waiver.
I have the most important business meeting of my life in 20 minutes.
It's the one thing I say when I'm like
skip
when I'm
that
trying to
meeting?
quantify what a
Skip that
chemical
meeting.
engineer is
You
to
think I
someone.
skip it?
I would skip that
I
meeting.
can't
You got to
skip
tie
it.
Say,
yourself
a
down.
chemist
You're
can
gonna
make
meet
a few
God.
pounds of
How do I
meth.
tie myself down?
A chemical engineer designs a process to make a few pounds of meth
How
a
do I tie
minute.
myself down?
Tight, very tightly.
Economy
How
of
do I know
scale,
when I
start
baby.
tripping like a pig?
How do I
There
know when
we
I
go.
Start
Okay.
tripping like a pig.
Just for
How do I know
posterity.
when I start tripping like it's probably happening right now. Dude, it's probably happening right now.
It's true though.
Very second.
I know.
It's happening
But
right
you are now
now.
forever quoted as saying that.
Everyone already knew this fact.
Okay.
This-
But
now
now,
it's just-
but now
It
it's
is
for-
now within the public basis.
That's what posterity means. To have
OMG,
it on
the
the book.
FBI see that I said I could make a lot of meth. Oh no,
I mean,
like I wasn't already on all of the
To
watch
be
list.
fair, yeah. To be fair, it has been proven that the FBI monitors Discord. So.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, no, I talked to a guy that works for the CIA. Like I was at a party and I saw him there.
Well, they're not.
Yeah.
It's also something that has been fully whitelisted at this point. Like they're not. There's no point in keeping it a secret.
Yeah, and again,
But-
it's similar economy of scale. They don't have people watching every conversation that goes on. It's more of a, if we need to, we could look into what someone is doing here. The scale of recording every Discord call that ever happens would just be very absurd.
Google themselves do not own that much storage space.
Correct. I was gonna say, what happens is if they want to listen in on someone's Discord call, they can, just like a wiretap. That's about it. Or they can view messages that have been sent. Because those still exist. But yeah, it's, again, scale of information. Anyway.
I have a consistent problem I just really need to complain about.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Well, no, I know exactly why. But very consistent problem is that almost all of my primary character design resources, like Google and Pinterest, Imgur, all of those places that just aggregate images so I can find them. If I just type in generic search parameters like I want a cleric or I want an archer, I guarantee you 98 out of 100 pictures are gonna be women. Which is a problem.
Yeah.
You have the woman filter.
Like, a lot of these places I don't think are based on my preferences. Like, if I go outside of my homepage on Pinterest, it should be giving me stuff related to what I looked for, not stuff related to what I've looked at previously. So it's just like, if I type cleric into Pinterest, right? I have to scroll for several seconds before I find a single dude.
Yeah.
It is really annoying after a while. On the plus
Pinterest.
side, I have
Just a word
found.
cleric?
Yeah, just cleric.
Neat.
On the plus side, I have found some absolutely peak images for a character I had no tokens for before, so we're doing okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to finish looking up cleric.
So if someone would like to pick us up from where we left off.
Okay. Swampy.
When last we left our heroes.
Damn, I'm enslaved to the recap. When last we left our heroes, they did the thingies. So, Cudgel, alive. Some people, alive. We take them, about 75 of them, which is what's left of the Ironclad mercenaries, to the city. We do the things there. A wedding. Churchman got paid. God's on his side.
I found an alternate source of income.
Luma started working as a wizard scribe to do money making things. Mike started working as a deckhand to ask around and think about building a ship.
Not a deckhand, a shipwright.
Twint did crime.
Twin did crime. He did some crime and made some bread. We love his bread. Had a weird dream. We got a Codex of Light, which is a book that contains all of the knowledge on light magic, but it's not currently working. And also you would need to spend several months working on it. We tried to find new spells. We found out that we're poor. Mike had a fight. I made a lot of money betting on that fight. I will now convert all of my money into crypto. And by crypto, I mean seashells.
Good.
It's chic. Get it right.
Anyway, so yeah, Luma worked more. Mike was a kind of dock worker for another bit. I worked with Lady Perth. Twint did some more crime, I believe, on the last day, and Cleric Man did some. I think he was just working at the camp, like with the refugees, kind of making sure everything got set up, making sure that the people got set in, because they are currently the commander of 75 men of the Ironclad mercenaries. And yeah, basically we had been told we were in a holding pattern for a few days. You had told us that it was 3 days, and we've kind of gone through all that.
I don't think I remember doing anything on the third
also,
day.
wedding guy.
Did I do
the third day was like 5 minutes. We were just like, what does everyone do real quick?
That is because we were going to run a mini session today about what happened during your third day, Twin, and then we actually ended up running the real sessions, so we're here now.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. I was going to do a thing. Practice stealth.
We were going to go hide.
Yes.
If you want to do the thing, you're welcome to do the thing. But anyway, at that point, yeah, we all just kind of glossed over. I spent the day working with whoever Lady Perth could set me up on like tactics and defense. Mike worked as a dockhand again. First guy went and did with the Ironclad mercenaries. Luma again worked as like a wizard scribe because they have comprehend languages and stuff like that, and identify, which allows them to do good stuff. And yeah, we'd all just kind of done work that day on various topics, except for Twint. And what Twint was doing on the third day was, drumroll please,
practicing stealth in the castle, which I'm allowed to be there, but still.
Legally, I'm allowed to be here, but it's going to be very concerning to explain to everyone why I was sneaking around for no reason.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Is he doing anything illegal? No, but it's really weird that he's here, that he's doing it that way.
Ow. Alright.
Do I need to be in the Roll20 for it?
Not at the moment, but I am currently looking for that. No, I think I found it. Okay, I found the token that I needed for the character who is going to happen.
My second cleric is a guy, my third cleric is a guy, my fifth cleric is a guy, my eighth cleric is a guy.
Alright, I'm going to I'm gonna reload the results because I've been chasing rabbit holes a little bit. So we're gonna see what comes up now, real quick. That's a person in armor. That is also a person in armor. I cannot tell what they are. That's a dude. That's a dude. And that's
I'm
a
showing
dude.
my results if you want them.
And that's a dude. Actually, I like that dude. That's a good dude.
Do you like my clerks?
That is more or less what I've gotten. Yeah. Except Oh no, I see the problem.
Uh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You lift the guy horizontally, and your first guy in the second row are ads, as well as your fourth guy in the second row. Those are all ads. My ad blocker has blocked those.
Oh,
Apparently, men are just advertisements.
all
Oh,
men
right.
are advertisements.
Oh, good. I'm glad I know
All
this.
men
now.
are advertisements.
That's funny.
How do people go online without ad block?
My ad
I have no
blocker has
idea.
blocked men.
It's like walking through the desert without sunscreen.
I
Yeah.
know. That's so
What
stupid.
ads do you guys usually encounter?
I don't
don't.
want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
it.
I just don't
Oh.
encounter ads.
Right.
I also don't encounter ads. I just
No.
also don't use an ad blocker.
I legitimately had to install an ad blocker on some of my devices because I would be watching YouTube or like surfing online in public spaces, and there are some extremely inappropriate ads that get pushed on everyone regardless of tags. But because I play MMORPGs, I get some truly heinously inappropriate ads.
Yeah.
Like I
On
have
what
legitimate
platform?
all YouTube, literally everything. Like every single device, YouTube will push ads that are basically completely naked women, slightly hidden behind text.
You know what?
And I'm not okay with that. With
There's a
just
pretty
having
good-
that in public or at all.
This would be a pretty good image for Greeley. If it's missing the wings and it's the wrong color, but like this is pretty good for Greeley.
Let me see.
Alright, I need to get
Right.
the token up.
Just
Yeah. There was another one that I found online that like fully I just like that's Greeley. One of my old from Swampy's game, one of my D&D characters. If you just literally look up Tiefling Cowboy, like the third one that comes up is I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm using.
I had a thought the other day, Mike. I really miss Paulo. I don't miss you having a rough time, and I don't miss the state that you were in.
It's whatever. Also, I was at like, I was thinking about at some point bringing both of those characters back.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I've fell in love with John as well. I love every character that I make.
That's good. That's what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, what
But
happened? There was like a-
just Blackjack with Sayer horns.
yeah, hold on. I'm like that. Oh wait, go down.
Tiefling.
Scroll down a bit more. Down all the way to the left. The blue one. That's the one.
Yeah, this one.
That's the one. I'm like, that's Greeley. Yeah.
I recall the name.
I just made him purple instead.
But this is just Blackjack. Why is Jack Black down here? What, open
Why would-
AI.
Why would
Yeah,
Jack
look,
Black
I was-
not be a tiefling?
I was gonna say that looks like it was made with AI, given that he has like 6 fingers on one hand.
He does.
This isn't Tiefling a bard. This is Tiefling Cowboy.
Did y'all see that meme recently? The theory that Jack Black is just Dionysus who got bored and decided to kick it with mortals for a few decades.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense.
Yes.
Like there
It
is
makes way too
absolutely
much
nothing
sense.
that can possibly disprove that. All right. I need to save one more token that I found, and I need to get this uploaded. Roll20, why do you upload slow?
That's a neat Dragonborn. Why he not wearing a shirt though? He can have a shirt.
Because
We can give him one.
He can have a little bit of shirt as a treat.
Then you can see his.
This guy's got a shirt on. He's a reptile. He shouldn't have nipples. He doesn't have nipples. Yeah, he just doesn't have them because he shouldn't have them.
All right, y'all are in for a treat tonight.
Welcome to the city of Kalaman, people of the outside.
Yes, you, my friend Twin, are in
Hi.
fact currently in Castle Kalaman, correct?
Yes.
Good. We are gonna real quick. We're gonna take them and we're gonna move them out there, and then we're gonna take you and put you there.
Should I be in the roll-20? We may as well.
You can be if you want. I just like to have the Kalaman tokens up so I know where everyone is.
Gotcha.
It helps me keep track of all the bookkeeping.
Yeah.
And then we don't have the problem of like, oh, I totally want to be in this one place where the action is, and you were not in fact there.
I am wherever you tell me I am, because I have no idea where I'm working today.
Fair. Okay, so Twin.
Hi.
Would you like to roll stealth?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I? Do I have to?
You may if you desire.
I will. And with a new level of oh boy. Roll 1d20 plus 11. 30.
Good. So you get a good hour or so of watching. What are you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything. I am practicing stealth within the castle.
Alright, so you're just trying to move unseen.
Yes.
Okay.
If I find anything interesting, I'm not going to steal it.
You say that now.
Oh boy.
Alright, so you doobie wandering though.
Yes, sir.
God, now that song's stuck in my head.
That's your fault.
I know. I do this to myself.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. There are many happenings in the castle, being that there's a war on and all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's not a lot I can think of that would be interesting to you. It's a whole lot of bureaucratic stuff. There are pages running back and forth, messages being sent, but it's all... I guess there's nothing juicy going on, is what I'm getting at. So you can practice stealth and generally vibe. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna be spotted eventually. So if there's anything you would specifically like to do, you should do it before that happens.
Sneak into the kitchens. Assuming
All right.
there's no one else there. Oh, even if there's someone there. That would be funny. That'd be even more funny.
There is a person there. There are people working in the kitchen.
I have come merely to show you that I could steal your bread if I wanted to. But I'm not going to steal your bread.
No, I'm gonna make my own. While stealth.
No. Go in and steal their recipe for their bread.
Ooh. Maybe copy it down.
Alright.
The most unusual thief ever to exist goes into the castles and steals the recipe for their bread.
My other rogue...
It is causing me some amount of grief that I have a thief who does not thieve, but
My other rogue that I never got to play was gonna be a skeleton that had a hankering to steal food. So I have a bad track record with rogues.
This is fine. I don't mind gimmick characters in one-shots or whatnot. It's just, I will be completely honest. I legitimately, as a DM, do not entirely know what to do with twins. Because all of my instincts as a DM were like, create a thieves guild, give him burglary jobs, let him steal stuff, and there's absolutely not. You do not crime at all. I don't know what you want to do other than just kill stuff in combat, so I keep giving you stuff to kill. Like, here is an obvious person Twint can very, very easily kill, and also a whole bunch of other people he might be able to stab. Let's do it. Alright. In the kitchen.
Yes.
I've got one of those players too.
Yup. Alright, so...
Is it John Luke? Or, sorry, Jeanette?
Not important.
It's
not yours. Yeah, it's not. No, Swampy. I actually have I know plenty what to do with.
That's because Swampy's a good player.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to stab a bitch. I'm gonna stab several bitches, in fact.
He's a good player in that all of his characters are effectively the same character, so you just have to prep for the exact thing you know he's already gonna do.
In all honesty, no. You like the character Swampy. Your character in this game and Fawn are very different.
This is a joke.
I play my characters in character though, so you gotta.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You're devoted.
Right. This is if I at any point make a sweeping statement about what is a good player and what is a bad player, I am joking. I don't believe in that divide. Unless you're an absolute untenable dick at the table, you're fine.
I am a chaos child, but you love me anyway.
I do. It's wonderful. Alright, I need you to roll me investigation, because that's the only thing that really makes sense here. If that's what you're after.
Investigation to find it, or the investigation to copy it down?
Investigation to find it, because we'll just roll and see what happens.
Ooh, okay. I can do that. But that's 5. 13. Not great, but...
Right. So, generally, these things aren't really written down anywhere.
Fair enough.
The recipe is going to be in the head baker's head, and he just knows how to do it. And that's like his recipe for bread. There is an argument to be made that maybe like an assistant would have written it down because they needed help like remembering it and getting into the position, but the head baker probably would not have written down his recipe, and we don't find any like scraps of paper lying around or anything like that. The kitchen is very organized, and as opposed to being completely unnoticed, the people are just competent enough to work around you and mostly ignore your presence, so you're just, by being stealthy, you're less unnoticed, you're just completely unobstructive.
Fun.
And they let you wander because they all know who you are. Because everyone in the castle knows who you are by now.
How?
Because you are the only child in all of Kalaman who is also sworn to the service of Kalaman as a squire.
Cool.
That you're a very notable persona within the castle.
You are their only sworn child.
Yeah.
These other fake children, get out of here.
Oh boy.
Like, you're old enough to legally serve Castle Kalaman.
But I am also...
only just.
I am also the youngest. Cool.
Yeah. So, like, none of them acknowledge you. Like, they're servants. They're not going to, like, stop and say hi to you. But they're also very adept at weaving around you and working in a chaotic environment. So you're very unobstructed. You don't cause any problems.
Cool.
It is, however, when you go to leave the kitchen, that something interesting happens. And outside the kitchen, on the inner side, it basically opens up into a small courtyard where there are a bunch of different ovens and whatnot, and all of the stuff that needs to happen outside happens in that little courtyard. Within which is a very small herb garden. And from that herb garden, you hear the sound of a violin being very softly played. Just ever so slowly, very, not quite mournfully, but very contemplative music sort of wafts around you as you exit the kitchen. And it's like you leave the kitchen and immediately enter the sound. It did not exist until you step through the door and it's suddenly all around you.
Ooh. Okay.
Just over the hedge surrounding the herb garden, you can see a small shock of bright pink hair.
Ooh.
That seems to be swaying in time with the music.
I peek over the hedge.
Within the small herb garden within Castle Calaman's kitchen grounds is a bard who has, as mentioned, bright pink hair in kind of a short ponytail configuration, and appears to have rose vines growing around her legs and her arms, not constricting, but almost worn like adornment on top of her very simple dress. And she is playing the violin ever so slowly, and you notice that as she plays the violin, every plant in the entire garden is swaying in time with her. She kind of turns without interrupting playing and just smiles very softly at you. Hello, twins.
Well, that was quick.
She continues to play.
Pancake.
Yeah.
Is this your own character from a past campaign? Or is it a coincidence that it's also named Harper?
Or is it the Harpers? Like,
No, Harper's a tiefling.
All right.
She continues to play.
Unless, actually, if I remember correctly, she does have illusion magic, so it might be Harper.
Fun. I need to turn that up. Probably. Waiting for Pancake to do the music bot thing.
She's gonna continue playing until you, like, she's just very softly smiling. She has acknowledged your presence.
Well, I look around the herb garden, sort of. I need to turn that up. Is there anything notable in the herb garden?
Many, many herbs.
Yeah, as well.
That it's a very small, compact, very concise herb garden. So there are like 2 or 3 pots of every different herb that they could get.
Fun.
Grown for basically like, I need a fresh sprig for this dish, or like this needs to be picked as soon as possible so that it can be ground and immediately put in. Just like whatever needs to be fresh is here. So mint, basil, thyme, oregano, stuff like that.
How interesting. You always give me the weird ones, don't you? God.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is a perfectly normal character with absolutely no ulterior motives whatsoever.
You say that and make me worried.
Good.
How am I supposed to interact with a character, or do I interact with them at all?
That is wholly up to you. There is a whole person directly in front of you. What is your first option?
Run away, but I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't know.
Maybe ask her, like, how she knows your name.
Everyone knows my name.
Fair.
Not everyone. Just everyone important.
Yeah.
They are important, apparently.
Yeah. When in doubt, speak your mind. Hey, bitch,
Everyone is important.
Bitch, who you?
Bitch, who you are.
Bitch, who you is?
New character, who dis?
How flat is the
Welcome
ground?
to the Speak Ocean. This is Twink. This is just Twink in all situations.
Panic attack. Yes. I don't want to leave you on read, but I don't know how to respond.
I just imagine that this is happening in character. He's just kind of sitting there,
And she's continuing to play very
I'm
softly.
peeking over a bush. How? I am trying to be stealth.
Welcome to the situation you are currently in.
Hi.
Hello.
How flat is the ground?
Very.
Like, smooth?
Like grassy.
Oh. I was gonna roll a coin and run away back into the kitchen. But if that's not an option...
You can do that.
Just chuck a coin at her and flee.
I don't want to be rude about it.
You could also just leave.
True.
You notice that in the time you have been standing here silently staring at this woman, a small gathering of ravens has sort of clustered into the bush on the opposite side from you, also swaying in time with the music.
That's not ominous. No, I'm not just standing there. I am standing there panicking.
Yes. There's a notable lack of panic in the bard that you were staring at.
Do what, Ocean? Do fucking what?
I don't know. Something.
Contain words of some kind.
No! Maybe.
Point directly at her, laugh one singular time, and say, alcoholic.
What?
I don't know, man.
Fine, I'll ask her a question.
What would you like to ask?
What are you doing here? Good start.
Pretty good start, yeah. Her answer is, I was waiting for you, of course.
You never want to hear that if you don't know who the person is.
Panic. Okay. Why? Why were you waiting for me? What am I supposed to be doing here?
Well, what you're supposed to be doing is none of my concern. That's free will and all that, I believe. Well, we like to believe, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I was made aware that you have come into possession of a particular book. And I suspect that as with every holder of that particular novel in its long and bloody history, you also have almost no idea what to do with it.
This one,
Correct?
and I pull out the tome.
He smiles. That's the one.
Oh no. I open it up and look at it. Has it changed at all?
Not really.
Alright.
Well, I can't exactly tell you what I know, as there are rules to this sort of thing. But what I need to do, or what I am bound to do first, is ask a simple question, to which I need Whatever answer feels appropriate to you. And that is, have you ever felt quite trapped, Twint, by your current understanding of things?
Sometimes, but not always.
I see. And do you feel somewhat like a raven caged in a library? All of the knowledge you could ever want at your fingertips, but you are just unable to grasp it. You can parrot only what is taught to you. And you notice at this point in the conversation, she's stopped playing, and all of the ravens in the bush across from you have continued to mimic the sound of her playing the violin.
Oh, that's even worse. What the fuck?
If you could tear but a single page from a single book, you could learn so much if only you knew how to read it.
Oh, boy.
Lady, please stop! Lady, please stop this!
So what do I do about the book? Do I give it things?
That is one option I've seen a number take. But you don't have to. You don't have to find the answers. You don't have to solve the mystery. Only if you feel compelled, and only if you are willing to give yourself over to it. There is power in understanding, Twint, and there is power in learning, but you have to first be willing, I suppose. I don't particularly like this part of the game, but it is the first step, and the one that we must take before all others can be undergone. What do you know of the Traveler?
Oh.
I smile
name was Steven.
quietly, flipping through the pages, some blank, some not. He's kind of a dick, and kind of unknowable.
Unknown, Twins, but not unknowable, I assure you. You know, the man who wrote the book went insane, don't you? Do you know why?
I assume encountering something that should not be encountered.
Well, that may have been the start, but it's because, much like you, he was a thief. And he took something very, very important, which has not yet been returned. And I can't tell you what it was, but I can tell you that it was a name. And when he took that name, he redefined what might have once been a god, and the Traveler was created. It is simply up to you to do what you will with that information.
So the Traveler used to be not a god. Or was a god and turned into a different god. How interesting.
Oh, the Traveler's not a god, I assure you. The gods don't bleed quite so heavily when you stab them.
That is interesting.
But they are powerful.
Very, very interesting. Wicked grin just slowly crawling up my cheeks.
Names have power, Twins. When they're given, they bind, they define, and they shape. But when they're taken away, that's when it gets interesting to me.
You do have a point.
The question you need to ask yourself is, what do you do with a nameless god? And what can they do for you?
True.
For they were a god once. And they might be again.
A nameless god no longer being god. What would they be? Certainly not dead.
Certainly not.
How interesting.
And as the ravens stop singing, she looks at them for a moment, plays a small bar, and they fly away. Per my contract, I have limited time here, and my time is almost up. If you have any questions at all, I would recommend you ask them, or you might be alone in finding the answers.
Where do I start?
Right here, right now. If you really wish to begin, all you need is a name. You need not the name, for that was stolen. You need only a name.
Annie?
And we can begin.
Sure thing. Must I give you that name now, or do I give it to the traveler when I see him?
It's not me that needs the name, no.
True. All right. I dig into my pack, and pull out the steel coin and sort of flick it to her.
She catches it, then slips it into a pocket. Much appreciated.
Probably better than a gold one anyway.
They're worth the same.
But they have different meanings.
Uh-huh. That they do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll probably meet again.
Yes.
I'm sure. But at the moment, I am late for dinner, and I wouldn't want to keep them waiting, so.
Fair enough.
Have a nice day.
You too.
And then she just walks off, like a completely normal person. Packs up the violin, slings the case over her back, and walks away.
Alright. I stand in the courtyard for a while, sort of just flipping through the empty pages and looking up at the sky occasionally.
Uh-huh.
I then snap the book shut and walk into the kitchen and demand the head chef to teach me a new type of bread.
Hold up a knife, hold him a knife point. You're gonna give me that goddamn bread!
Teach me a new type of bread recipe.
But I will kill you! Alright. Roll me persuasion.
Okay. This should be interesting.
It should be.
Stats. Persuasion. Oh, it's a flat D20. How great.
Woo!
Woo! This is gonna go poorly.
I hope so. Those are the best rolls.
17.
We do love when something goes horribly, horribly wrong.
I know.
Alright. The head chef, Andre, is going to teach you how to make soda bread.
Ooh.
So you know how to do that now.
Cool. And that is probably my third day. Unless I get out early enough, then I'm gonna just go about the city, watch people. Because that's fun.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. Nothing more interesting than that is going to happen to you, unfortunately.
Cool.
So how would you rate the service?
It was fun.
Good. Good.
9 out of 10. Only because You gave me like 3 panic attacks just throughout the day.
Good. That was the intent.
Yeah.
Pancake, you're taking after me. Let's go.
I don't want to say that giving Hef a panic attack is low-hanging fruit, but it's not hard. I love you, Hef.
Yep. I should... Ideals. I can make it. Soda. Bread.
So, duh, bread.
I think like, what's the most complicated like bread recipe that's possible with medieval cookery?
Flan.
Flan? You can make flan. I feel like you need modern cookery for that, but I could be wrong.
You don't need it. It is a 16th century recipe.
Flan's really easy to make.
It's easy to make. It's also very easy to mess up.
Okay.
True.
Anyways, apparently Daniel's just want to fucking... What the fuck? No.
Make bagels!
Make bagels!
Actually, bagels are very much a modern thing. Like, it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Alright.
It's literally made with, it's made with lye. So, you know, there's no safe way of extracting that in medieval times.
No, they did that. That's how they made soap.
Okay.
You boil wood ash.
Right. But they didn't know how to make it safe to use for food.
Correct.
Food grade lye and construction grade lye and soap grade lye are all very different things.
Yes.
I need to have a thing for... Oh my god, nothing is working. What the fuck?
Woo!
I am trying to do a thing and it is not being helpful. I'm gonna reload my dice club.
That's Roll20's favorite. Oh, Dice Clouds, I guess, too.
Yep. I am trying to use one of the, like, the ideals page to, take notes of what breads I know, but it's not letting me do that.
Use the instead of the ideals page.
Probably description.
I mean, there's...
No.
What in particular is going wrong with Dice Cloud at the moment?
Use the journal page.
I attempt to...
Sorry, Hef.
Or...
Stop cutting Hef off, please.
Sorry.
I am attempting to, type something in. And...
Is it backspacing?
Yeah.
And doing weird stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a common issue with Dice Cloud because a lot of people use it, and if the servers get overloaded, they start rolling them back.
Oh.
And that happens like every 10 seconds or so. So what I recommend doing is typing it out in like a Word document or something, and then copy pasting it into Dice Cloud.
Cool.
Or warning you, if you type it into Discord, you might have some weird formatting issues.
That's fine.
I usually use like Google Docs or something, but
fuck. How do I... What other type of bread do I know? I know soda bread, prairie bread, and...
I don't remember.
Basic
That's
bread.
a personal decision.
I think it was just basic bread.
Probably.
Control A, Control C. Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna have to do that probably tomorrow.
Fair enough.
Or whenever the servers decide to stop fucking itself.
Possibly.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Yup. That is day 3.
Yep.
Ocean, you have received the recipes we discussed in DMs for various things.
Yes. They need.
And become science!
Yes.
I need to close Pinterest because it's very distracting.
I will now become a scientist who can marry. It's gonna be
Science?
You're gonna become like a Tumblr atheist. It's gonna be, oh my science, and I marry you in the name of science.
Mm.
God. Damn, I can't believe you're
2015
becoming Adam
Tumblrina.
Savage.
And you water and you oil, you now may kiss them.
Yes.
What? Did I hear my name? What?
No, we were just laughing at random things on Tumblr. It's okay.
I thought Swampy said my name, but okay.
That Adam Savage.
Ah,
Are you Adam Savage?
no.
No? Not quite?
Where does Adam Savage come into this?
Science.
That's fair.
Yeah. Close enough.
If anyone would yell science, it is Adam Savage.
No, it's Jesse Pinkman, obviously.
He would yell science, yo.
Exactly.
You're now married, bitch.
There you go. That's what I was waiting for. Someone had to pick it up.
I love that show so much.
I haven't seen it, but I have heard very good things about it.
Just note that is Jesse's catchphrase. Yo and bitch.
This much I did know.
From what?
Breaking Bad.
Oh.
I am not much of a TV person, and I don't particularly like series on streaming services either. I just don't watch a lot of TV, so it's something that slipped under my radar. I know it's theoretically a very good show, but having the patience to sit down and watch an entire show these days is just really hard.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Unless you're doing something else at the same time, it's
Uh-huh. Actually, the one that got me recently, and I need to rant about this, is I was super excited for the Ark series on Paramount because it looked really, really good. And I respect it deeply because it only took 25 minutes of the first episode for the show writers to very clearly tell me I was not going to enjoy the show, so I didn't have to waste any time with it.
Well, there you go.
well,
Like, they were efficient, they were to the point, they told me what they were going to do, they told me I wasn't going to like it, I stopped watching. I respect them for that. They didn't wait for the third episode to ruin literally everything.
good on them though.
Yeah, that's good writing. I like it. I appreciate that. It's very, very rare because all of the modern shows want to get you hooked for the first 2 or 3 episodes and then throw in the twist. And then that's when you're emotionally invested, so they want you to keep watching. For me, that just feels like a waste of time because I get emotionally invested and now you're telling a different story than I thought I was watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. Genuinely well written. I would actually recommend if you're into it, you should watch it because it looks like it's very well done. And the animation is gorgeous.
You would probably watch it if you didn't know anything about Ark.
No. I don't think that would change much.
Anyway, on to day 4.
Yes.
Or other people's day 3s.
Does anyone have any day 3 content we didn't get to last time?
Nope.
I don't need to go through it, but who would I be working with for the thingy?
So, you would be working with Counselor Traverse, the Marshal of Calaman.
Okay.
She is... I need to actually find my NPC notes because we've done no work with her so far.
Nope.
Alright. She is the Marshal of Calaman's forces. She is the highest-ranking military officer in Calaman. She is a Guardsman, so she's in the same religion as Bailiff Chambers in the Temple District, and is in fact the Marshal of the Paddock of Gurd. So she's also in charge of that church.
Neat.
I got a little Gurd symbol.
Yes. So, you may, if you so choose, have a philosophical religious discussion with her, because she's always going to be down for that. But in short, she is short, to the point, and a very, very concise person. She does not waste words or anything, and she's just gonna... You're apprentice to her, she's going to tell you what she's doing, why she's doing it, and you're going to get a full rundown of what's going on.
So, like, fortifications, the defense of Kalaman, if they're gearing up for that?
Yeah.
Coolio.
And she makes it explicitly clear that she is only telling you these things because you've already proven trustworthy. Like, she's not the kind of person to do this for just anyone. And she wouldn't waste her time on someone who hadn't already proven themselves.
Okay. Yeah, because I brought back a lot of specific information about the Red Dragons.
Yes. And she is also the closest thing to a paladin you will ever see. Unless someone actually takes paladin levels.
No.
The Gourd! The Gird.
Yeah. Yes. She... Of all of the people currently in Kalaman and currently in any district you have ever been to, she can do lay on hands. Like, she is fully into this. She's not a real paladin, but she has some paladin abilities.
Real quick, paladin.
Yeah.
Walmart, and we have paladin at home. Got it.
It's more like great value brand, we couldn't afford the rights to paladin.
That's a rip.
I can't believe it's not paladin. Or it's objectively superior off-brand. What? Not paladin?
Okay, we can spend 10 minutes on this. Anyway, moving on to this.
We can. I'm having a good time. I don't know about you. I have very little prep done for this session because I was gonna prep today.
Oh no.
So.
Anyway, alright. Moving on to...
What? I need to know, what were you hoping to get out of that apprenticeship?
Just
because
like,
I did not write down anything for this.
Just more, basically just doing some work. I was tracking, like, troop movements with Caliban, so basically just doing that again. I don't need anything out of it. I was more just, like, I wanted to talk to the person who was responsible for that and see what their plans were for Caliban. And we can now say that I know those things.
Yeah, their plans are basically bring in all of the road guard and fortify the city in the event of a siege, but there is no confirmed threat of siege yet, so they're not doing that.
Got it.
Something she is very proud of is that the Paladins of Gerd, quote-unquote Paladins of Gerd, because they still have the title Paladin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those people are singularly responsible for training the majority of guard in the city because they are the martial hierarchy of the city. She is, first of all, I should preface, she's like 60 years old. She has been here since the council was first instated. She has been a member of the council since the first founding, so she, Black, and Governor Orla are the oldest members of the council. They've been here the longest. They were here when the city was first brought up, because Kalaman is a pre-Cataclysm city that was abandoned for several centuries until they came in and revitalized it.
Okay.
So she is personally responsible for the military defense of Kalaman for the last 60 years. Not 60, like last 30 years. Her mother was doing it before her.
Wait, so how long has Kalaman been Kalaman?
Kalaman has properly been Kalaman, the greatest city of this age, for about 30 years or so. Like, when she first came into power was when Black finished his docks and the shipping trade really took off, and he started hiring mercenaries and training their own guard.
Got it. Okay.
It's a very fresh, very vital city right now. That is also, incidentally, why there is no noble class in the city at the moment. There are nobles, but they come from outside. There are no actual classified city nobles and hierarchy and royalty right now. There are just the councils and the government.
That's probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah.
It's never
screwing up pretty badly at the moment.
That is unfortunate. I've never explicitly called this out, but Kalaman's secondary title, like its honorary steading, is the City of Wine. because it is the center for trade. So, like, basically all of the wine comes through here, and you're currently living in the age of wine,
Fun? Question
which is
mark?
considered to be the most prosperous 100 years since the Cataclysm. What up?
Oh. Hmm.
So, yeah. Kalaman is basically considered the height of mortal prosperity after the Cataclysm. And what is important about it being a pre-Cataclysm city is that its walls, and she's very proud of this, its walls are magical. They are proper bulwark walls and actually enchanted with old magic from before the Cataclysm that somehow survived the whole magical apocalypse thing. So its walls are considered to be entirely impenetrable. They're like 30 feet thick, made of solid marble. Each block is roughly the size of like a hut.
Hmm.
Like, how potent magic we talking?
We are talking they're effectively bulletproof, on top of being made of marble. Like,
alright, so magic.
Yeah, like, Kalaman has come under siege before from hostile powers. Like, when people first took the city, right, the other tribes wanted to take it from them. The gates are enchanted, so they can only be opened by people who have been designated, and once the magic for that was discovered, Kalaman became effectively unassailable, except from the water, and there is no navy strong enough to take Kalaman because the lighthouses are also fortified defenses.
That's crazy.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
So there
was a reason that the army bypassed this city, because they didn't think they could, at that time, siege it.
That is the assumption that the guard is currently working under.
Okay.
So their only concern would be the amount of food that they have and the amount of, like, fresh drinkable water.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Kalaman's only serious weakness in a siege is drinkable water, because the nearest river is about a mile away.
Oh boy.
And the river coming in from the Vingard is ocean water, so it's all salt water and it's mostly undrinkable.
Oh.
There are wells in the city, and there are places where you can get water, but on the scale of the entire city, it would be difficult to supply fresh water to the entire city without bringing it in by sea, and then you're vulnerable to pirates and whatnot, which is why they have such a big mercenary trade, is because they need to control the docks and they need to be an ocean power, otherwise they're extremely vulnerable to siege.
Yeah.
They are, incidentally, I know their navy is lacking right now, but their navy is lacking right now because they've been a city for all of 60 years. They're working on it. It's just going very slowly because none of them have sailing in their lineage. Like, the people who do the navy work right now, it's more profitable for them to be mercenaries than to swear themselves to Kalaman, so that's just how this is shaken out.
Yeah, Dice Cloud has just deleted my gold.
That's not good.
That's unfortunate.
No gold for you.
You'll receive no money.
You made some bad investments?
Yep.
No, it just deleted. It deleted all currency of my gold.
Simply re-enter the number.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it.
Nope.
It has deleted my currency from my character.
Yeah, Dice
Simply
Cloud is...
re-enter the number.
Dice Cloud is
It
not
isn't
safe.
editable. It is an editable value.
Oh, are you guys gonna join me on Roll20? You guys gonna join me on Roll20?
No. We will wait.
No.
Maybe.
I have tried the Roll20 Character Mancer and character sheets, and I don't like them. I do not like Roll20 system.
I do not like them. I am. You would not build them here nor there, nor there. You would not build them anywhere.
Correct.
Anyway, back to
the thing.
I'm trying to recapture our wandering attention.
Yes.
Sorry.
I mean, it is important for us to at least keep an eye on it, so it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
I would have done another day of work.
Oh, are we doing day 4?
No, this is just what everyone
This
else
is-
did day 3.
Oh.
Mopping up day
Okay.
3 and moving on to day 4, which is not going to be downtime.
No.
Yeah, we got things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anything else?
Things and stuff.
I think we're good,
I
but
think we're set. Nothing else nothing else I need to take care of.
Okay, cool. In that case, I need to take like 15 to actually get my prep set, and then we can continue. So, we'll take a quick break, grab some snacks, grab some drinks,
food,
and
etc.
be back here in like 15 minutes.
Cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
See y'all in a bit.
Also, Mike, have you seen? I assume you've seen the John Wick movie, all of the John Wick movies, right?
Yeah.
That's a long scene at the end there of 4.
I actually 4 is the one I haven't seen yet. So here's the thing. I saw it, but I was really high and don't remember anything about it. So I need to watch it again sober.
There's I'm not gonna tell you what happens in this scene, but can I tell you, like, there is a 45-minute action scene. It's just 45 minutes of straight action.
I remember bits and pieces, but I do remember. Well, I mean, that's like what these movies are known for. Just that, like, it's
Gratuitously long action scenes, yeah.
yeah,
But
it's the only movie that does like good action scenes that aren't like. It's the only like major Hollywood film that still does that type of action scene. Because I can't for the life of me think about like, because the Marvel movies, they do like a lot of cuts and like a lot of CGI, but like John Wick is just like, nope, we're gonna actually blow up cars, throw people through walls, all that good shit.
yeah, I think there's a statistic on it, and like the one of the action scenes in it is a minute 45-second uncut scene of him walking through a house.
Yeah.
Filmed Hotline Miami style.
Top down?
Yep.
That's sick. Okay, now I need to watch Now I need to actually watch the movie with sound mind. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in like good quality action, like fight choreography. If you want a good recommendation of like an awesome movie that does it well, look up Ong Bak. It's a Thai movie that's done so well.
Have you seen The Adventures of Nook Nook? It's got great action.
The what?
The Adventures of Nook Tuk.
Oh. Yes, the Great Adventures of Nook Tuk.
Hero of the South.
Yeah. I was like, what? Why does that sound familiar? And what I do love is that, like, in a world with actual, like, waterbending, where, like, visual effects are not needed, they cast an earthbender in that to play a waterbender who can't waterbend.
He's Nook Tuk, Hero of the South. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. He's Nook Tuk, Hero of the South.
Yeah,
Was there anything about being a waterbender? He's Nook Tuk.
Yeah, he's not. Sure, Nuktuk. Not Berlin. I guess that was probably like a riff on like characters that are like very obviously supposed to be of some heritage, but they cast the white guy. That's just my assumption on probably what that was like. That's the joke going for it. I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched Korra. And I will die on this hill. Korra was a great character. It was the story. It was the overall story that held the show back. Still good.
It was how horribly paced literally everything was at all times.
So I'm pretty sure we have gone on like full hour long like
We did once, which was last time we talked about this.
Yes. Point is just that like we agree, like we're in full agreement that like the show could have been awesome and it came out meh.
All I know is I am not looking forward to later tonight because I have to read 4 review articles.
Sucks to be you.
Well, I'm trying to pull a fast one on a new professor and get my PhD in and try and scoop a PhD out of this guy before he notices.
Well, you're still waiting on your.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm actually in the PhD program yet.
Well, so are you allowed to work under the assumption that you are, or like what are they?
Well, I'm just having a conversation with a professor about if I am in the PhD program. Like, I might work with him, and what research is he doing?
Do you know what you'd want to like pursue? I mean, obviously you have a field, but like what? Or are you not allowed to talk about that stuff?
Oh no, I'm allowed to talk about like energy. This guy does MOFs, which are metal organic frameworks. So like very small filters. So it's like atomic structure that has metals and then organic ligands tying them together, which makes basically like these little patterns. And because of the nature of these patterns, there are small holes in them. And those small holes are essentially can be used as like brain. Those small holes can be used as like catalyst sites or as or to do filtration, stuff like that. So he's working on that and kind of applications and tying them onto stuff. Like he did a whole thing. His PhD thesis was like attaching this stuff to what was it? What was the topic? Attaching this stuff to like fabrics. So attaching like his tiny things to fabrics. But yeah, I forget exactly what he did his postdoc at like a big American university. He's Korean, but he did his postdoc like his postdoc research at like Johns Hopkins or something. I forget what, but like one of the good schools.
I just got back. What are you guys talking about?
Just asking about his PhD program.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Pursuing advanced degrees is work.
Wacky.
Work. Yes.
It's wacky.
It's a crazy wacky time.
Actually, I am going to leave once again and take a bio break.
All
See
right.
you.
I'm also
enjoy your piss. Enjoy your piss, sir.
I am attempting to quickly add my character into the Roll20.
That is not a process that is going to happen quickly.
Do you want me to do it for you? I can do it pretty quickly. I like to think I'm pretty fast at that.
Can you do it and then send me the character?
It's so the process is that Pancake can just make a sheet and then we both have access to it, and so I can edit it.
Okay.
Oh, woof. Hmm.
Ba-dum.
But yeah, I can. I'm curious what university that guy went to.
That is my character.
This is the character?
Yes.
Alright, I will see what I can do in roll 20. But first, I'm just looking up a man first. Where did this man go to postdoctorate research?
Oh, is that right? Well, that's unfortunate.
He did NCU for his doctorate, and then moved to working at Johns Hopkins, yeah. To do postdoc.
So it looks like if you put anything into... No?
Yeah, if you put literally anything, like I tried to make a note in my journal of job, and I get 2 letters in, and it blanks out the note and then deletes.
Yeah.
Character's name, could you read it out for me, Glint?
Alright. Some other time, then. That's unfortunate.
I can't pronounce it because it's a gnomish name.
The letters. Read me the letters.
Okay. Dumwuck for the first word.
Dumwuck.
Yep. Second word, Gimdicit.
Dimdicit.
Yep. And then third word, Lubbrack.
Lubric.
Yeah.
Luma.
Yep. His nickname is Luma.
So where did you get this name from? You get like a name generator or something, or
Name generator, fantasy gnome. Or fantasy name generator, gnomish names, and then I ran off 3 and picked the ones I liked best.
I think I did that with my tiefling, but I made it less fantasy. What did I make?
I feel like my names are either complete nonsense or it's just as like literally one of my characters, Greeley, I came up with it, no joke, because when I was like thinking of a new character, I was in New York City and I was standing at Greeley Square. I looked up and I'm like, oh, that's a catchy name.
Yeah.
Greeley.
Your HP is 27. That is low. I understand why.
I am wizard.
I understand exactly why it's low, but damn. Damn.
Yes, I am wizard. I stay as far away from combat and throw stuff as I possibly can.
Man, you are
double your
protect the squishy leprechaun.
Bro, I got like double the HP you do at this point, my guy.
Same.
That is ridiculous.
Truly. At level 1, how much health did you have? Like 4?
Let me
5?
check.
7. Wizards would have 7 because their hit die is a D6, the Yahtzee die. We are currently level 5, right?
Yeah.
I think I made the character at level 4, so we are. I do believe I was 7 HP at level 1.
Also, your HP is wrong because your level is wrong. I don't know that you updated it to level 5. Oh, yeah, because Pancake didn't tell you what fucking happened in the session, so he didn't tell you he leveled up, did he?
I told him he leveled up. I told him that twice.
Okay, well, then that might just be a thingy that's glitching, because his thing says level 4. Or it thing says level 4 right now.
I probably did an update to level 5.
It's fine. Just copying stuff down.
If you are in the dice cloud,
yeah,
under where it says my character level, you have gnome and wizard. If you click on the gnome, it will bring up a pop-up of what I have entered in under gnome.
I can figure stuff out. Yeah. Anyway,
all right.
Proficient. Dagger, dex, proficient. Damages plus dex. That's a d4.
All right. I can wait.
Damage.
Apparently it loads in super slow.
We're gonna put your spells in later, and that will give me that attack.
I am now glad I tossed her the steel coin and not a gold coin.
Why?
Because that would have deleted all my gold.
I think it's safe to say we'll give you a mulligan on that.
You have any gold?
I have 36 gold pieces, 50 silver pieces, and 8 copper pieces. But I separated the steel stamped coin separately in my inventory. So I just deleted it when I tossed it to her.
What you can do is that is an updating bug at the moment.
No,
so
everything's fine with my inventory. I'm not worried about that.
Alright.
Like, instead of in the coin pouch, I had it in my backpack. Yes.
Yeah. Your features tab has all the features I need. I'm just rearranging them.
Yeah. I have them color-coded in here, but...
Correct, which is why I'm going to put them in based on what they're from. So Dark Vision is gnome.
The black ones are either passives or things I don't have access to yet. So spell mastery, signature spell, that sort of thing.
Fair enough. Dark Vision, racial. What kind of gnome are you?
I believe I am... I don't remember.
Deep gnome?
Let me check.
There it is.
Alright, I'm back.
I think it's just Player's Handbook, normal gnome. It's not rock, forest, or aberrant, so it's just the standard gnome.
Did your Dark Vision? Oh no, you just did this a little bit.
Yeah, my Dark Vision's on my journal.
Okay.
Because I did stuff weird on this character.
Yeah, I'm not used to navigating. Let me figure this stuff out. Persona, gnome, gnome.
Well, that's a pain in the ass, but
oh, there it is. It's in your journal. Gnome cunning. Gnome cunning. Gnome. Common and gnome. Dark vision, that's done. Gnome cunning. Damn, you are very puntable. I'm looking at this character sheet and I'm like, I could punt that man. That man is puntable.
What is he like?
Almost
I
beyond-
made him to be puntable.
You right. You made him correctly then. Because I can see this man being sent down the football field into eternity.
I knew we had a dwarf in the party. I made this character because I wanted to acquire touch spells and then have my character be thrown at the enemy.
You want to be a danger football.
Yes.
Bro, you do not have the HP for this.
No, you
I don't.
You don't have the HP
I
to get
really
anywhere
don't.
fucking close to anyone. Holy shit.
But one of my spells is Earthbind. So if we ever deal with a flying creature, just throw me at it. If I get within 300 feet, I can choose one creature I can see within range. This spell strips that creature of its ability to fly, drops its movement speed down to 0, and it begins to plummet out of the sky.
That's great.
Yeah, that was one of the first spells I picked up.
That's great.
Yeah. Otherwise, mostly
To be
I've
fair,
been...
300 feet's pretty far. Generally, if it's attacking us, it's probably within 300 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Unless it's a siege engine.
Oh boy.
Makes me curious as to what you have planned for us.
Another weed whacker.
All I'm saying is, there are multiple things in this book as written that roll several d6s of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And at least one weed whacker that rolls multiple d10s.
Wonderful.
That also doesn't surprise me.
But you guys already fought the weed whacker, so it's fine, right?
Weed whacker would never be down here. It would simply
Mark
not.
2, my guy.
That would be illegal.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh.
Also, one of my spells, because I thought it might be funny, if I can cast it at higher levels, the spell is Catapult.
It's another fantastic spell.
Yes, it can launch items 1 to 5 pounds at its present at level 1, but it can be cast at higher levels, which at second level, the maximum weight I can launch increases by 5 pounds. So if I launch this if I cast this at level 3, I should be able to launch myself. Which I thought would be ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Glint, but you are not an unattended object.
What if we abandon him? What if we give him abandonment issues? Further abandonment.
I already have abandonment issues. Come on.
As long as you contain a soul and free will, you are not considered an unattended object.
We can fix that. Growth mindset.
Most things I launch with that spell is like shields and helmets usually. Sometimes
Now we
rocks.
just need a diamond, right?
What we're gonna need you to do is on the bits of your clothing and armor, we're gonna need you to use Glyph of Warding to copy down the catapult spell on yourself many times.
There you go.
We will rocket you around the battlefield.
There you go.
And then just resurrect him when we're done with him.
Right.
Oh, I
This
hope
actually
you-
brings to mind one of my favorite character concepts I've ever seen is someone was role-playing Captain America with an animated shield and the catapult spell.
Oh god.
It's actually sick.
That was kind of funny.
You can probably mod that into a really like cool magic item, but like
Almost certainly.
That has to exist.
It probably does.
If not, I'll make it. I'm already cooking up my own wizard subclass right now that I'll show you guys later.
I'm excited.
The muscle wizard.
No, it's called Magic on the Mic.
That's just.
It's just a bard.
You'll see. You'll see.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to get the slow falling spell and maybe a couple of others, and just use catapult to launch myself straight up in the air where I can't easily be targeted.
Yeah, if you can't already tell, if none of you can already tell, I am the kind of DM to make you regret not taking Featherfall, by the way.
Yeah.
That might be highly advised, especially later in this campaign.
I have already fallen down a cliff. Twice.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask, it's like technically a third day thing. How's my DMV, how's Ajan's DMV process going?
It is going.
Great.
Per bureaucratic nonsense, there is no way to know how far along it actually is, but it is definitely there.
Awesome.
Someone, somewhere, has touched the envelope that contains your request.
Whether or not it's accepted, good luck.
Good luck in knowing if it even got opened yet.
Love that.
It might have gotten, like, coffee spill, like...
Y'all make fun of the monarchy, but is a bureaucratic council really that much better? We're gonna find out.
No, it's worse.
On the next episode of Ajan Tries to Make a Boat.
They picked up the envelope, took 2 looks at it, and said they needed coffee, put it down, and walked away.
Bureaucracy. Love everything in the world.
Oh, wait, no, this is not. This is. Never mind. You don't have any attacking spells. Good to know.
I have Mind Sliver and Sapping Sting.
Those are save spells.
Yeah.
That makes my life easier. It's significantly harder to port over. Also, that's wrong. That's you have on your sheet as an attack Sapping Sting. It is a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. I didn't know how to delete it.
Yeah, that's fine. Catapult.
Actually, I do know how to delete it, and it is now deleted.
You deleted the entire spell. I'm glad I copied it over first.
Oh. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Nope.
Okay. Actually, no. If we reload the page... Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. No, it's still gone. Alright.
It's fine, I already captured it.
Yeah.
No components.
That's dumb.
Catapult.
Get the built.
Get the bolt.
Yeah. Public servants when paperwork exists. Yeah.
We're gonna get back to that later.
My only problem with Catapult is that it's a save and not an attack.
I mean, you can just like, I want that item to get launched at that guy, and the magic just kind of goes. It's whether or not the guy gets out of the way.
You're right, but it makes more sense as an attack.
Because you have to aim, set, hit. Yeah.
Well,
yes, yeah.
In my head, it makes more sense as an attack because the person you're launching it at is not necessarily reacting the same way as they might to a fireball, right? Because the idea of catapult is that if you're doing it in a fight, you're doing it out of nowhere as like a trick that they're not going to see coming, or you're just doing it so fast that their reaction's kind of irrelevant. Like the speed at which the object has to travel to deal that much damage, I don't feel like anyone but a monk is getting out of the way of that reasonably. What I kind of prefer, but I haven't yet had time to balance or implement, is an idea that someone presented, which is the object, or you make an attack, and it will deal a flat amount of damage per spell level, right? But you make an attack instead of them making a save, and you get, or your bonus to hit is dependent on both your spellcasting modifier and the size of object you're trying to launch. So like smaller objects you'll be able to hit more easily, but larger objects which would deal more damage with the spell wouldn't deal, or would be harder to hit someone with because you're trying to move a large object very quickly. But I haven't actually sat down and balanced it out because I have not had the time or creative verve to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't like it being a dex save because there are so many things with high enough dex to dodge it that it makes it useless at higher levels, and it's too much of a fun spell to leave behind. That's really where I sit on it. It's just too much fun. Also, the reason you're not an unattended object, Glenn, the reason you do not count for that spell, is because I refuse to let you catapult living things, because that opens up an entire hell that I then need to deal with.
Throw the dwarf!
Yeah.
If you want up in the air, we can just punch you. This has been established.
No one in the party is strong enough to throw me.
A 5th level catapult can launch a small child, and that's not something I want to deal with in this campaign.
Fine.
I do not need you catapulting or yeeting every kender you see.
Shut up, child! Catapults to the moon.
Oh god.
It's the baby!
To be fair, the only child I'd be catapulting would either be myself or Twint.
Or the murder
I don't
child.
trust you. I do not trust you with that level of accountability.
I do not consent.
I'm your brother.
I am
You don't
not...
trust me?
No.
No.
Well played.
The one I trust the most is probably
I live with you, Glenn. I don't trust you.
probably Lady Perth, but that's about it. Don't take that the wrong way. But
What about
what wrong way am I supposed to take that?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. You can
can't-
trust your boss if you want. That's entirely up to you.
Sure.
She's only the one paying you a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check that.
I need to be completely honest with y'all. I am wildly underprepared for this session.
Okay.
So I have.
Because I asked you Thursday instead of Friday.
I was gonna do all of my prep today. Yeah, it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. But I also need to let you know that that is as far as I got in prep for this session.
Wow.
Like there are theoretically some things to mop up, but I don't have that much more for you guys to do.
We can just roleplay some shit.
That you're perfectly fine doing that. We could do that for a while. Just what needs to happen next narratively is the Siege of Wheelwatch. I don't have that map ready or any of the things that are supposed to be on it.
Oh dear.
Wasn't the the one shot for Wheelwatch, wasn't that?
That wasn't a. I don't think we had a one shot for Wheel Watch.
I'm going to YouTube right now.
There was no Wheelwatch one shot.
You sure?
We had a one shot. It was just at a tower in a place.
You did the workshop watches.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't a tower. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wheel Watch is a
okay.
town. And
Wheel
that
Watch is a
tower's out in the
fortress.
middle of a... Yeah.
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 Wow.
Uh-huh.
Now I feel kind of bad that it. Like,
No, don't. Do not feel bad. I am the one who consented to doing this. This is my fault. Honestly, I'm just happy hanging out with y'all. So
All right,
I'm all right.
we're running a session on my campaign. Everyone, get ready.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
All right. What kind of character would you like us to make? I can whip one
Someone
out.
who will go to Magic College. That's really all you need.
What's that?
So, what
What's
you need
happening?
to do is make me a third level character. They can be basically any character. Their goal has to be to change from whatever class they currently are to some other class.
And you have to attend Magic College.
You don't have to. You do not have to attend Magic College. That was just a coincidence.
That most of us did that.
It's just
You
a
guys
coincidence that all but one player did that.
You guys all saw that Magic College was awesome, so you were like, "I'm going to Magic College." That's on you guys.
No. I did not. I specifically said I don't want to go to Magic College, and you told me you're not allowed to be an artificer if you don't, so I had to go.
Those words never came out of my mouth or my hands.
He's like
Words
Liza
very much
Minnelli.
alike those words might have come out of my hands, but not those ones.
Yeah.
You
I'm
can get words out of
paraphrasing.
your hands?
He can. He's really talented at it. The problem is he gets too many of them, and then you have to sit there reading them and have no idea what he said by the end of it. I love you, Smarty, but I have also read your scientific papers.
I'm gonna say this now. I've never run like a wizard, so this is gonna be tough.
Who says you have to be a
I would love
Okay,
to.
I will make this very clear. You do not need to play a wizard or caster. That just happened. That was not the intent. There's a lot in the city other than that. That's just
It
where
just
all
so
the
happens
players
that
on.
every single player, with the exception of one who showed up to very few sessions, was a caster.
Yeah, I was gonna say the idea is you're changing your fate. So half of the people. Actually, it's very funny. I had a group. So we had
Marshall's becoming.
We had group of players 1, which was a bunch of people that were interesting, and like we had like a bunch of people that were casters trying to become non-casters, and then we had group 2 when a few people swapped out characters, and group 2 was almost exclusively people trying to become casters, and they were like, oh, "Fuck it, we magic colleging."
Well, so it was the equivalent of I don't like the trajectory of my career. I'm gonna go back to school.
Or just like be that guy. I want to punch.
Oh, and then my character
I wanna punch
immediately
with
dropped
magic.
out to become a musician.
And then your character dropped out to
my
become a musician. Your character was being put through school by a person you found on the street on the first day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm just gonna busk.
Your entire magical career was funded by some random half-drake you found.
I would love to bring Greeley back in like a different setting because it turns out the character that like I was in the process of building him as is like actually a really like fun. It's actually a really interesting character. It's called the Magnificent Bastard build.
Mm-hmm.
A rogue bard who's kind of like just like a very like scoundrelly kind of character, which I've never really played before. So I'd love to give that a try at some point.
That's
like
fair.
And yeah, I'm one of those people who like I get very attached to characters that I create. So like I'm like I gotta find a way to use this again.
Yeah. About half of the NPCs in this campaign that were not in the original book are old PCs every cycle. I just won't tell you which ones.
Well, it's like why throw away something you put work into?
You've got the right number of cantrips.
What level was this character?
Yeah, if we just want to sit and vibe, I'm alright with that too. I'm always down to hang out with y'all, but we've reached the end of the notes.
Yeah.
I guess like what I've had like when I initially created this character, worth noting, I did initially create Ajan as a joke character for the one shot. So then I had to do some reworking for for when it became an actual campaign. So I definitely like had to theory craft.
Yeah, but I like it though. It's really fun.
Oh yeah, and I think I definitely toned down like the. I made him stupid, but I had to like for the sake of it, had to tone down the stupidness a little bit.
My man was the definition of a California blonde before.
Well, yeah, that was kind of the idea, but I'm like, there is no way I can feasibly enjoy doing this. Like, I like playing a very simple-minded character, but after like playing it for the first 2 sessions, like this is exhausting. I can't be. No person who has any level of success in life is this stupid.
I don't remember.
Well, to be fair, at no point in his life has he ever had to be self-sufficient before, because he had an extended family of like 40 to 70 people at all times.
No, not people furries. 40 to 70 furries. Let's be clear here.
No, we're talking about Ajan now.
Ajan, not Greeley.
Oh, Ajan, not Greeley. Greeley had an extended.
No, Greeley was actually he was pretty smart. He just like was. I always like try. I'm a big believer in like giving your characters like the fatal flaw. For Greeley, it was wildly short-sighted.
Yes.
Also, you very much have the wrong number of spells, Glint. We're gonna need to fix that.
D&D. All right, so is this D&D workshop? Banging out the dents and whatnot.
Well, I'm looking over his character sheet, and I'm realizing that he. So, this is the line you missed, Glint. First thing in the wizard spell list, it says, at first level, you have a spellbook containing 6 first-level spells of your choice. Spellbook is popular with wizard spells. As a wizard, you start with 6 spells.
Okay.
Again, we're mostly not doing that. That was mostly a joke. But if you want to, you're welcome to.
Swampy is always willing to give you existential dread and a crisis as well.
Well, I thought my skeleton rogue was level 4, and I could just de-level it or whatever, but I can't find what level it was. So,
where's the thing for leveling up? Where's the wizard thing for leveling up? You get more spells than you have. I'm pretty sure it's 2 per level, but I can't remember.
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah. Oh, God. Mike. Of course you would.
What?
Nothing. I looked in the quotes for 1 second and realized what you did.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways. I'm gonna go back to playing solitaire.
Okay, here it is. So, you, Link, should have a total of 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 6. You should have a total of 14 spells of first and second level. You have 7.
That is an oversight.
Correct.
Yeah. I think 7 might be your prepared limit, but you should know way more.
7 is prepared limit, yes. Your prepared actually, I think his prepared limit is also a little bit higher. Prepared limit is intelligence mod plus wizard level. Your intelligence modifier is a +3, and your wizard level is 5. So you should have 8 prepared spells. You currently have 7. So you should have 1 more prepared spell, and you should also know 7 more spells.
Yep.
Of these, you need to know a total of. I'm just doing the math here, the level up math. 6. 7, 8. At least 8 of them need to be first level, and the others can be any combination of second and third level. Actually, wait, no. Brain. You need to have. I'm gonna just write this down in Discord. You need at least up to 8 first level spells. Up to 6 second level spells.
So, quick question. I'm assuming we're not really going to continue with the campaign.
Yeah, not tonight.
Probably not. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I will actually get going then.
Understandable.
So, I will catch you all later.
Have yourself a wonderful day.
Okay, so you should know, Glint, 14 spells, at least 8 of them need to be first level.
Love you. Thanks for coming. See ya.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay.
Wizard spell is just vast. You currently have 4 first level spells and 3 second level spells. And yeah, these are your maximums. So you can have 2 third level spells, 4 second level spells, and 8 first level spells, or 13 first level spells and a third level spell. But however you divide it is up to you. Also, I am going to immediately heavily discourage the use of one of the spells you picked, the knock spell. Unless Pancake makes an exception. Because the knock spell requires 25 gold piece worth of gold dust worth 25 gold pieces, which the spell consumes. That is like that is like a week's salary for your new job.
No, remember, all component prices and spell level prices are halved.
Okay, so 12 and a half.
Rounded
gold.
up.
Alright. So 13 gold pieces worth of. It's up to you if you want to keep that. That's totally fine. But like, just do note if you want to use the knock spell, you need that.
Did I not have a focus that?
Okay. So what a focus does is. Go ahead, Pancake.
Sorry. The way focuses work is they replace the material components as long as the material components are not consumed and don't have a GP level, like GP price level.
Yeah. So your component pouch is fine for, say, the Shatter spell, which requires a chip of mica. That's totally fine. But it would not, and a pinch of soot and salt, or or a bit of pork rind and butter for the grease spell. It would not be able to do a pearl worth at least 100 gold apiece, and an owl feather for identify. But I usually, and I assume Pancake does this too, waves your starting spell. So if you start with a spell that has like this thing that's not consumed, you can just have the thing. You don't have to care about that.
Correct.
Pancake's not gonna make you track down the stuff for identify. But yeah, so knock and revivify, stuff which is consumed. You need to find the components for that in the setting. So like a diamond worth 300 gold pieces for revivify, you need to find that diamond. You can't just cast it if you have a focus.
All right.
My general ruling for material components is I'm not super worried about your starting spells, and in general, I assume that if it's a ritual spell, the ritual tag replaces material components if you cast it as a ritual.
Okay.
I take the material components as a cost for casting it in a single round rather than taking the time to properly set it up. Otherwise, the ritual caster feat would be completely useless in low gold settings like mine.
But yeah, so in that case, it is just up to you to go to the wizard spell list and pick spells. You can pick any kind of spells. They don't have to align with your subclass, but you may... What kind of subclass are you?
Evocation.
But yeah, you're gonna want... As an evocation wizard, I believe your stuff is...
Basically elemental stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but your features. So the feature you currently have is whenever you cast an area of effect spell, or when you cast an evocation spell that has an area of effect, you can make it not hit people.
Yeah. So it can not hit my allies in the area.
Or not hit yourself. Which means
True.
you can still do the I'm going to run in there and be a nuke, but you just can't necessarily fling yourself in it, at least not that way.
Not the way I wanted to, but...
Don't worry, we'll do other things to launch you. Don't worry. I'm sure we can find ways.
How fun.
Where there's a will, there's a way to launch you directly into someone. I believe in us as a party.
Woo.
I am not gonna have a fun night. I have to read 4 review articles.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem, isn't it?
Probably.
Also, is Mike still around? Or did Mike dip?
Mike's around. He's just
Yeah, I'm
muted.
here. What's up?
Also, I checked. He did go to Johns Hopkins for his postdoctoral stuff.
So, are you gonna follow up with that, or is that like, is that just more of like a potential thing?
Basically, I got a meeting tomorrow with the guy to talk about the
Okay,
research he's
so-
doing, because I know he's a new professor, so he doesn't have any PhD students. So the thought is, he's looking to take on PhD students next year, and I am looking to be a PhD student next year. So basically, there are 2 people I really don't want to work with as a PhD student. They're the 2 people that are most aligned, that I know best, and that are most aligned with with the stuff that I'm doing. Well, there's 3 people that I kind of don't want to work for. 2 of them I just absolutely don't. First one that I don't want to work with is the one I'm working with now, because she is a nightmare to schedule things with. All of the scheduling nightmares I've told you about are on her head. She's caused them.
I feel like those of a scientific mind have a tendency to be a bit scatterbrained when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
like, it's a problem, and I don't want to do that for the next.
It's obscenely unfair to you, which
I also have insider information that she's going to be looking for a new lackey, and if I am available in the time she's looking for a new lackey, there's a strong chance I become that lackey. I don't want that to happen.
Would you take it if it was your only option?
If there was a light at the end of the tunnel, yes. But likely I will have an option or 2 at the very least.
I've
yeah.
met the other lackey, and that's a hard sell.
You've met Jess?
Uh-huh.
Not my sister Jess, the other Jess.
No, I assumed it was your sister, because she kept complaining about her.
No. She was Mahajan's lackey, and then she escaped. This is a different person with a different lackey. So
I assumed we were talking about Mahajan. Okay, got it.
No. So the professor I'm talking about is Miriam. Miriam Rafaelovich.
Okay.
She is esteemed. Mahajan is an ass. I don't want to work with Mahajan either because he has problems. Problems my sister encountered, and I do not wish to repeat. Namely, never following up on anything, being almost impossible to reach, having unrealistic expectations about like what got done when, and several other things. Like he would come back from a trip and ask you to have like a 3-page report in a day to show him what happened while he was gone. But I'm talking about Miriam, Professor Miriam Rafaelovich, who is working on a lot of stuff. She currently has a lackey who's also named Jess. There are a fuck ton of Jesses at Stony Brook. It's just life here. There's like 8 of them. I'm not joking. It's very confusing. But basically, I have the insider information that Jess, is going to jump ship and leave. She is planning on transitioning into med school and just not completing her PhD. She's been a PhD student for like 7 years, and she's planning on just not finishing her PhD, like just jumping, like leaving now, before she invests more years of her life into it. But when this happens, Miriam will lose her lackey, which means she will be in the market for another lackey. And my plan is to be off the table when she does that. Because I've known Miriam, because I'm working on a project with her. And I'm going to be a PhD student for 1 year. And then after that year, just leaves. So the plan is, I gotta get in with someone before that happens, so I'm not on the table to be picked up as that lackey.
Oh boy.
I don't want to be that lackey. I don't want to be that guy, because I will never be allowed to leave at that point. just jump ship faster than the instant Miriam looks at me, I'm just out of the PhD program. I drop out. But yeah, so tomorrow I've got a meeting with a professor, Dennis Lee, who does stuff with things.
Very descriptive.
He works with like nanomaterials, and he seems neat. And he did his, I was gonna say, he's Korean. He got his bachelor's in Korea. Then he went to like University of North Carolina for his like North Carolina State University to get his PhD, and then he did postdoctoral research at Johns Hopkins University. And now he's here as an assistant professor. But as an assistant professor, he gets to have he's a research professor. Basically every other professor is. So they do research projects in addition to teaching. So he is just starting up his lab. He's looking for people to be in said lab. And he said that he's looking for 2 PhD students for next year. And I just so happen to be an encroaching PhD student. And so, when I saw him at an event, I was like, hey, your research sounds interesting. What's it about? And I talked with him for a while, and he explained it to me. And I was like, that's very interesting, because it is interesting.
Uh-huh.
And through this, I said I'd send him an email at some point. And then before I could send him an email, because I was on spring break, he sent me an email asking if I was still interested. And I said yes. And I asked, I'm still interested. Could you send me some things to help me get a stronger background on the material? And he seemed to like that. And so he sent me 4 review articles. I don't know if you know what a review article is. They suck. They're awful.
Well,
You kind of asked for it.
I did. Well, this is on my own doing. But I asked for these articles so I could get a better understanding of the topic, because I got no idea what the fuck he's working on. I have an idea of what he's done with them, but like no idea what this material is. But yeah, so he sent me those articles, and he sent me, I was expecting like an article, maybe 2. He sent 4 of them. They're all review articles, which is the longest kind of article. So I have a meeting with him scheduled for tomorrow that I need to read those review articles for.
Fun.
So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the night. And also vibing with Pancake, because Pancake know about work, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'll also be vibing with Pancake.
Yeah. It is the Catholic holiday today.
Oh, Jesus Day?
It's the day before Jesus Day. It's the Jesus got stabbed day.
Oh damn.
Ah.
Easter.
Uh-huh.
We doing a little.
That was me and
little
Swampy's
thing.
great grandpappy.
Sure was.
Yep.
Tribe of David and all that. You're
Yeah,
doing
woo.
good.
Okay, I'm just remembering the conversation we had with fucking Wallace last time, where it's like oiled up Joshua and his 12 friends.
Jesus.
Because Wallace was saying, oh, like Joseph is the old name of Joshua, and anointed. So Jesus the anointed, and anointed just means covered in oil. So it's just oiled up Josh and his 12 friends.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not technically true, actually. There are 2 names for Jesus, right? There's Jesus, but that wasn't actually his name. That was like his nickname that everyone called him. That was actually no, it was a title bestowed onto him because Jesus has a distinct packeted meaning in Hebrew that is different from the meaning for Joshua. But his actual name was Emmanuel. We refer to him as Jesus because the Hebrews didn't write down the name of God, and that continued in tradition with Jesus, leaving us with Jesus rather than Emmanuel, which was his actual scriptural name. So, technically, his name wasn't actually Josh. But this does leave open the possibility of Oily Manuel Which I'm not 100% sure isn't heresy.
Perfect.
What I heard from Wallace, and this might be bullshit, was Wallace was saying like Christ initially means something along the lines of anointed, like anointed one, and
Yes, that
anointed
is
means
correct.
to be covered in oil. So it is just oily Josh and his 12 friends.
Correct. His name isn't Christ. Christ means anointed one. He was Jesus the Christ. That was the full title.
So he was Jesus the oily one.
Well, so
For
anointed.
committing
you
heresy.
So if you get oily, you don't become anointed. You become
Correct.
anointed, and then you get oil. Then you have anointing oils put upon you.
Yes.
Becoming oily doesn't make you anointed. It's something that happens to you when you become anointed. Anointed means that you are put into a position of power.
If we really want to get that noodly, actually.
Oh, I went to Hebrew school.
One way or the other.
So then let's get super let's get super noodly here. First of all, anointed doesn't mean put into a position of power. Anointed means blessed or presided over by God, which would be done with traditional oils.
I was using it in the American legal sense.
Got it. Okay.
So that's it in the religious context.
Yes, which is Jesus is not a lawyer, therefore it is the religious context, not the legal context. But what we end up with is Jesus, which is effectively just a transliteration of Joshua, which is, I believe, it's something to the effect of strong leader or something like valiant one. Like it has that kind of connotation, but I don't remember exactly what it means.
So if my knowledge from Hebrew school serves correctly, Joshua was the predecessor to Moshe or Moses as the leader of the Jewish people after he died before entering into Israel. And Joshua just means guide, like strong guide, essentially.
Yes, so Joshua was after Moses. He took over for Moses.
Yeah. And it's one of the examples that people point to where some names in the Old Testament likely were actually titles rather than like given names, because Joshua just meant strong leader. So it's like, okay, so who's gonna take over after Moses? Hey, we got this strong leader here.
Correct.
Let's call him that. Because that was a thing in antiquity where it was just that like you would have your birth name, and then depending on what you did, people just give you another one.
Yeah, no, Abraham was a title bestowed by God. His original name was Ibrahim.
That feels like it's close enough.
Well, so the whole thing was that the Aramaic, if I recall, this is really a deep cut.
Let's do it. I'm a linguist. Come on.
All right. So the Aramaic term for Abraham was, or his early name was Avram. Avram. Now this is coming from a like Jewish theological perspective, so it might be a bit biased on that front.